read, see, or hear on the internet, especially when they're all lies. No proof, just made up lies. So I'm gonna take this opportunity to issue my one and only advisory. If you have a platform and you have content with my name attached to lies, take it down now. And to those that started the rumor, that started the lies and then continued to spread the lies, I dare you not to take it down. I dare you to repeat a lie. You're not going to defame my name. Of course, the lawyers are in action. Of course, the lawyers are in motion and are motivated. But that's that. If anyone else that wants some insight and a story or some tools of how to get through the distractions, how to stay focused during the bull, go get my book. By God's grace. By God's grace. By God's grace. It's crazy. The enemy wants us to be distracted, man. You gotta put your blinders on. Stay focused, man. Stay focused, man. Stay focused.
Yo, what's up? This bruh man from the fifth floor, and you tuned in to Forgotten Kings TV.
We probably need to really address the thing where my brother from the Fab Five, Chris Webber, name is in the news now. And Chris Webber has a video out now where a lot of stuff he's not happy about. And I want to say to the brother Chris Webber, man, do you know once your name is out there, all of these people who do these, especially the AI videos, they're cowards who are going to hide behind a credit card that you're going to pay lawyers to go and deal with, and it's going to lead to so many dead ends. I know what it feels like to be misrepresented when people speak. Trust me. But Brother Chris, man, they going to come up with, they going to lie about this, they going to lie about that. It's part of this world called the internet. You really can't believe everything you see on the internet that they say about people, but what the fuck is true? That's what we want to know. Is everybody off with what they say, Brother Chris, about what's happening? Because people get information and people say, I don't like the fact that people say, oh, he talking about Corey and 5150. So we didn't say nothing about him like that because I watched again what we said.
Yeah.
Chris, you said you heard.
Right.
And we heard things about this, that, and the other. And I was talking about having people over around your wife, and I stand on everything I said. Because I wouldn't have no man in my house hanging with my wife. So with that being said, I would say to my brother Chris, who was, you know what I'm saying, phenomenal in college. He did, I mean, the NBA, he got his money, you know what I'm saying? What we want to know, since you're coming on the internet, is what happened, brother. And you used to say, it ain't none of your business, but I saw something where you was talking about it. So it is the business of the internet. Everything you put on the internet is going to be in people's business, especially if you are a famous person that people want to be able to say something bad about anyway. Mm-hmm. Because I get people saying stuff about me, and I watch some of it, and I'll be like, you're so off. What are you talking about? That's not even what happened. But whatever happened, Brother Chris, maybe you should put it out there. on the internet instead of putting it out there about the lawyers, because man, you ain't finna chase these garbage ass pages of AI down with lawyers because it's too expensive. The world is full of scumbags. They're gonna do things to not be straight up. They don't care about being straight up. In fact, some of them want to misrepresent the truth. We hope that you can tell the truth about what happened, because the truth is the truth. And if it comes out in bits and pieces, why don't you stand on what you did? Because something happened, didn't it? Huh? Something happened, brother. You know what I'm saying? Something happened and it's out there. And I think it's better if you give your word about what happened instead of saying, hey, lawyers on deck. It was good to see him again, too, because I ain't seen Chris Webber.
Yeah, really.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I was like, oh, here go brother Chris. A lot of us, especially people who are basketball fans, we know you. We root for you, but if you was smashing old boy wife, put it out there because it's out there.
Yeah, we were the last of the people.
People talk
it was
about
all
like
over the.
man, almost everybody smashes somebody's wife, man. This is America, man. Ain't nobody straight up, man. The women ain't straight up, the men ain't straight up. But I tell you what, the truth is something that has no alibi. That's what I say.
100%.
Hey, I don't want none of y'all to say nothing about it if you don't feel to say nothing.
I know with ex-athletes, especially ones on that level, a Chris Webber level, dominant, they're not used to, just people having opinions, or they don't really understand the landscape of what we do as artists. We're just talking about public information.
Internet story.
And it was really out. Yeah.
Yeah, so it's been
We
out
ain't
there.
hiding behind AI. We right here.
But we love you. But as comedians, we're sensitive, but we also have thicker skin than the average person. And most athletes ain't used to the level of scrutiny that
No, but hold on. Let me say something. I ain't no coward, motherfucker. If you was fucking that dude's wife while they was married, you a dirtbag for that.
Straight up.
You a dirtbag for that. If that's what happened. But I'm saying, like, that don't make me hate you, because I done fuck people's wife. Huh? It's just I'm not Chris Webber. So it ain't like it is with you, brother. This is something where they got somebody that major broadcasting companies have put money behind. So of course they're gonna run with it more with you. But yeah, I mean, girl get smashed.
Don't get mad at us, man. Men that relationship with Jalen Rose.
Say that again.
I said, don't be mad at us. Men that relationship with Jalen Rose, man.
What you say about
Jalen Rose? They ain't seen eye to eye in years because of something that happened in Michigan with the booster.
Who ain't seen eye to eye?
Jalen Rose and Chris Webber.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so that's something that I would publicly work on, that, because you brothers made history together. Show us who you are through the relationships you build and cherish, man. But all this hearsay shit that's going on with the shit we talk about on these podcasts, man, that ain't shit, man. We love you out here.
What about the sensitivity of athletes? It's crazy because I saw Jalen Rose on the plane, and I think Jalen Rose is a very pleasant individual. I think he goes out his way to be a good guy.
Right.
I really feel that about Jalen Rose.
Right.
But even though he was speaking to me, one day when I said something about old girl on ESPN.
Oh, that's right, because he was married to her?
Yeah, I could tell it kind of bothered him. But I'm like, that ain't even your wife no more.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I ain't trying to bring up Jalen Rose, throw Jalen Rose's name in the motherfucking mix on some bullshit. But what I'm saying is, it seems like athletes are very sensitive about
over
business, but homie, if you messing with a Molly of ESP, you dig, your business gonna be out there. I love you, brother. I know Jalen Rose a good guy.
They said they made up. Well, that's cool. I mean,
I'm glad they made up, because they, like you said, they part of history. But, I'm just bringing out these sensitive athletes, man. Come on, man.
But I think what it is, Corey, too, is that just what you said. They are athletes. They're not. This is new. This world of internet and people having access to people's business or what they think is their business. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Like they're
right,
not used to that. So even though they're sensitive athlete, I don't think they're not used to that.
That's the word, D.
Yeah.
The business they think, because
Right.
their salary is put out there.
Right.
A lot of their business is put out there.
Right.
You know what I'm
But
saying?
now-
And we can't clash with people like Chris Webber and
Yeah.
Jalen Rose on no sensitive shit.
Nah, hell
I'm
no.
never finna talk crazy about Jalen Rose or Chris Webber, because I would be lying if I didn't say, man, I was like, oh, it's awesome to watch these guys
Man.
put it together. You get what I'm saying? That'll be
Straight
some
up.
hypocritical shit. But we fucking hoes. Is that, look, Doug Christie's wife would be considered a whore.
If this is true, right? Yeah.
What? We fuck hoes. If it get out there, don't hide from it, because it's nothing to be embarrassed about. Now, if you are messing with men, I don't give a fuck how great an athlete you are. You got it. But I'm saying, ain't nothing to be ashamed of. Smashing 304s like the people who want the internet dollars to say. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It's misinformation out there, man. You can't fight it out. Like it's this dude in Africa. His name is O'Shea Duke Jackson. He puts misinformation out there about people. Don't mean I don't like him, but I just wish O'Shea Duke Jackson would understand. Brother, you in Africa, you don't know what's happening out here in these motherfucking streets. I love you to death, but you in Africa. He said I was talking about Ari Spears on this one rant I went on. I wasn't talking about Ari Spears. I was talking about the one dude. I'm trying, because I say Ari Spears' name because he sued us.
Right.
I normally call him the gooey raccoon. But I wasn't talking about Ari Spears when I was talking about this comedian that was bogus. I was talking about somebody else. You know what I'm saying? You ever seen the Players Club? You remember the dude who was in there with Ice Cube? On the Players Club? He got knocked out by Michael Clark Duncan? Blah. I ain't gonna never say his name, but I'm just saying, it's the wrong dude, and I say like, O'Shea, you gotta make sure you know. You can't make a video saying, he's talking about Ari Spears.
Right.
I'm like, bro, come on now. You know, I wasn't talking about Ari Spears. I don't got a show where I'm talking about Ari Spears all the time. I mean, Ari Spears, he's a piece of shit. He made a video where he looking at little boys like this and thought that was funny.
Right.
That ain't funny, motherfucker. When people show the truth in their art. That's another thing. People show the truth in their art. When you see people making videos like that, I'm not saying it's true, but truth is in our art as entertainers. And I'm jumping a lot of places, but I'm just letting it be known, man. Misinformation on the internet is everywhere. I don't listen to AI pages. Once I start hearing that voice talk, he heard. I'll be like, cut it off.
Yeah.
I don't listen to AI pages. That's garbage. I want to look at you in your eye and see who you are talking and what you standing on. And Chris, when you see them AI pages, man, you'll be throwing away so much money chasing them garbage ass pages. I heard they may be shutting down them AI pages.
Really?
Well, you have to stand up and,
Well, when
and
you
show who you are.
When you upload a video, there's a link, there's a box you check that says, is this AI or altered material?
Yeah.
Yep. So, yeah, for sure.
I think it's cowardly to put out a lot of AI pages. I don't think people should watch AI pages because it's a voice that's been generated gossiping
Right. There's no one taking
and lying a
no one
lot.
taking accountability.
Right.
It's not
There's nobody taking account. Right. So I'm just saying, we saw you, brother Chris. We bold enough to say it because it ain't no hate on this end. We got love for you, dog. But if you smashing old boy wife, we want to hear about it because that hoe was crazy. That hoe was telling that man he can't go nowhere without her.
Yeah.
That man used to do little signs up in the stands. I heard every time he scored, saluting his wife. And she getting saluted in bed on the Fab Five side of the game. You dig what I'm
Allegedly,
Yeah.
possibly.
You know, athletes do it to regular people all day long. So, that's who my voice is for, the regular nigga. Like, if he was smashing the plumber or the electrician's wife, would nobody give a fuck. But that nigga's a human too.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Smashing the plumber wife, she like getting money from pipes. You know what pipe work? You know what I'm saying?
She was a wild one.
Let's talk about it, y'all. That was Corey Holcomb responding to Chris Webber, warning platforms and others, speaking on the rumors involving him and former teammate Doug Christie's wife. Okay, for those who may not know, a couple of weeks ago, it was rumored that Chris Webber not only slept with Doug Christie's wife, the baby, the child between Doug Christie and his wife, they're saying belongs to Chris Webber. Okay, this is why a lot of people took to social media to give their reactions to these shocking claims. Of course, after doing some research, like I said in the video earlier, Corey Holcomb was one of the only, if not the only, credible platform that spoke on these rumors. Okay, as you've seen in the video posted earlier today, Craig Smith, he spoke about it. Corey Holcomb gave his take, right, speaking on what he's seen in regards of his perspective with Doug Christie and his interactions with his wife out in public and things of that nature. But, Corey Holcomb, they weren't the ones who broke the story. Like I said, you go on YouTube and you'll see there's a shit ton of pages covering this story. Okay, you'll see a headline that says, Chris Webber in jail. You're like, come on, y'all. Now, again, those who are familiar with the content creating space, we know what time it is, right? But somebody like Chris Webber, I could understand. He might not be tech savvy. He might not be on YouTube like that. So he don't know. You know what I mean? He probably getting phone calls because, again, the headlines sound crazy. You slept with your teammate's wife, and after, all these years, they finding out the baby is yours? I mean, come on, y'all. And Corey, he just speaking on, having certain reservations about having your friends around because of situations like this. So, like I said, Chris Webber, he has to understand. One thing Corey said is very correct. You're going to waste a lot of money trying to take down all of these pages. You know what I mean? Now, if anything, he should have addressed it. He should have said, listen, man, I don't get down like that. You know what I mean? Try to get ahead of the rumors, because now I think it's a matter of just seeing the numbers and the views. And you're starting to realize people are paying attention, and it's not just Chris Webber in this situation. It's been going on for years when it comes to just certain videos that pop up on your feed, and you see the title, you're like, oh shit, and you watch the video and you realize the whole, commentary is AI generated. Somebody put a script together. This is a business for some. They don't give a damn about journalistic integrity. You get what I mean? And I can see people calling Chris Webber like, yo, what the hell is going on, man? Now, again, as you can see here on the screen, look at this. Like I said, they saying Chris Webber getting sued, and as you can see here, Corey Holcomb was one of the very few platforms who spoke on the rumors. You know what I mean? And the way people reacted to it was as if, he was breaking the story, but essentially he was just speaking on a trending topic that everyone on social media was reacting to. Now, again, as you can see right here, pages putting this content out there. And again, this is raising a concern about AI and what's to come. You know what I mean? In regards of how long before AI continues to take over, right? Because as you can see, AI, whether in music, Hollywood, there's so many ways to exploit all of these sectors using AI. Let's just keep it real. Timberland was just facing a lot of controversy right after apparently attempting to sign an AI artist. Of course, he had to clarify the controversy because a lot of people were upset. The fear of being replaced. Even in this space of YouTube, those who create content, they ask you, is it okay if AI, studies your channel and learns you? This is the questions they ask when you're uploading content. For the, viewing audience who might not know, they also ask you, are you using AI in your videos? Is there AI alter content, in the videos? So, obviously YouTube, they're doing their best to try to crack down on it. But again, like I said, there are definitely advantages especially when you can see somebody like a YouTube who generates billions of dollars, right? They pay content creators all of this money, but in the end, imagine a world where they could use AI to do exactly what we do, right? Cover content and not have to pay creators. I mean, come on. This is what I mean. This raises a whole different conversation. Not to go on a whole rant, but again, you have to understand the world that we're living in now, right? And content creation, and understanding this is a business. Everyone, they don't have that journalistic integrity when covering content. They got a team, they putting a script together, they putting the craziest thumbnail, the craziest headline to get the engagement, to get to, to get the interaction from the audience. And you have to have discernment. You have to know what's bullshit. And I get it. A lot of people are lying out here for views, man, because it ain't really a lot to talk about. Outside the Diddy case, it ain't really a lot to talk about as much. You know what I mean? Which means now you got to really put out dope content. You know what I mean? And like I said, Chris Webber is sending out this warning. I understand, because it could be affecting his brand. I mean, come on. You did what? That's why Corey Holcomb says, how about address it? Did you do it? That's probably your best bet. And then 2025 moving forward, you want to do your best as far as getting ahead of the rumors, because it could get out of control. Some they have the old school mindset of, you don't really have to address it. Then you got those who feel like, all publicity is good publicity, but to point the finger or to try to prevent those from reacting, that's going to be impossible. Because now people are covering news 24 hours. You get what I mean? And it's going to be hard to essentially pinpoint the individuals responsible. It's easy to go at Tasha K. It's easy to go at TMZ and Jason Lee. You get what I mean? TMZ, they probably one of the top platforms that made a living off of creating a platform centered around gossip, news, entertainment. It's just the evolution of media and where we are today. And individuals like Chris Webber and those, they have to understand this is a new day. That doesn't mean people have the freedom to, lie on your name and spread gossip. No, that's not what I'm saying. But understand, look at these platforms who have these guests on, right? They are paid guests doing paid interviews. Now you're starting to see people take the stand in trials. You get what I mean? It makes you wonder, are they doing it for justice or are they doing it for a check? You get what I mean? Are they really credible? A lot of things you got to sit back and wonder. You see these people, they passing them around too. It's several platforms. They interview once. It's crazy where we are now. One person. All it takes is one person to get one interview, and now everybody interviewing them. That's just how it is, man. And as long as people paying for interviews, there's no telling what you're going to see in the headline, right? Look at Orlando Jones. Orlando Brown. Yeah, there we go. It's Orlando Jones. Damn. Orlando Brown. Look at him. Despite people knowing he's saying wild shit, they'll still pay him to have him on the platform. You know what I mean? To spread what some would say are lies, rumors. Come on. That's what I mean. It's a dirty game, man. And you have to have some, level of integrity. At least I try to with this platform, because again, it's tough. Like I said, everyone don't have the same mindset. But again, y'all let me know. What are your thoughts on Corey Holcomb and his response to Chris Webber and his warning to those speaking on the rumors involving him and Doug Christie's wife? Again, do you agree with Corey when he says Chris Webber should get ahead of the rumors and address it? Because, it's a different day in media. You can't control the response. All you can do is try to, like I said, get ahead of the shitstorm and address it head on. And as you can see, Chris, cleverly tried to get people to get the book. Let's use this as a means to get people to get the book, man. I would have said that shit. You want to know what happened? Get the book. People would have bought the hell out the book. I'm going to be real. But again, being upset at those speaking on it, listen, man, like I said, it's a tough space. Ask Tasha K. Did she pay Cardi all her money yet? A lot of these platforms get sued, man, but I'm not sure how many actually win any court of law. That's why Corey said, it's a waste of money trying to take down these platforms, instead of understanding that people, for the most part, they should understand bullshit when they see it. However, common sense ain't common. So again, y'all let me know. What are your thoughts involving, your thoughts on this controversy involving Chris Webber, Corey Holcomb, Doug Christie and his wife, man? Like I said, did you believe these rumors when handed, or did you know AI was a part of it, man? Let me know your thoughts on everything down in the comment section below. But with that being said, my name is Rip. Till next time, peace. Salute world, I need y'all to do me a favor right quick and tap into the homie Grand Finale's latest video titled Sidelines. Okay, the full video is available on his YouTube channel. However, I'm about to bless y'all with a quick teaser. Okay, if you like what you hear, make sure to head on over to his channel and leave a comment. All right, and make sure to tell him that Rip sent you. Okay, run them numbers up. All right, y'all, I'm out. Peace.
Upon the world before you dearly depart. Let the world go by. Just let the world go by. And it'll all be just fine.
Thank you for watching my video. If you like what you see, make sure to hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. And also, hit that notification bell to get the latest on hip-hop, sports, comedy, whatever. All right, we got you covered over here at Forgotten Kings TV. And also, click on one of these videos, okay? All right, y'all.